So they just came out with the Morant and Jalen Rose Ford interview. We're about to do a reaction video to it. Why not? I sped it up a little bit because it's like 20 minutes and I don't want to do it for 20 minutes. So we got to speed up. So they might sound a little faster. But make sure you guys hit the good old subscribe button because I'm going to get a copyright claim since it's ESPN and won't be able to make no money off this video. So give your boy a good old like and subscribe. Let's go.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yes, sir.
And you're 23 years old. You're a superstar. You're one of the faces of the NBA. What has the last 10 or 11 days been like for you, and how are you doing?
Me personally, I feel mentally good that I haven't, been in, many years since I, really got drafted to the league. I'm in a space where I'm, very comfortable. I took those, days to be able to, learn how to pretty much be there for myself and, learn, different ways to, manage stress in a positive way.
So, in particular, if you don't mind getting into detail, like what were you doing these last 10 days, and what did it teach you about yourself?
Just learning, I can open up. I can, express my feelings, and that it's, okay to be able to express your feelings. So, I was constantly, talking to therapists. I've been doing, Reiki treatment. I've been doing anxiety breathing, different stuff to, help me manage that and, release, all that stuff from my body.
How stressful?
In 10 days, you just can't be reformed. It's therapy, friends, whoever you talk to. 10 days, it take 21 days to even break a habit or build a habit. Yeah, I've been breathing. Yeah.
Can it be being Ja Morant?
Very. And I felt like, I didn't pay enough attention to that, when it got rough. And, I pretty much just let it all build up. And that's why I felt like, I needed, my time away to, better myself and, become a more healthy Ja.
I admire you for that, because at different points of my life, to be honest with you, I've had friends and family members suggest I do the same thing, and I have done that. And for you to actually take that step is a very important one. When did you look in the mirror and say, I'm going to do this?
He looked in the mirror when he realized it's a possibility of you losing out on $1 billion in your future in the NBA. You have a job. You have a job. You have a boss. You have $1 billion owners that can completely blackball you, whiteball you out of the NBA, and rightfully so. That's when he figured it out.
Because it was reported a couple of days ago that it happened. But when did you say, I'm going to do this and it's necessary?
After I made a, terrible mistake, being inside a club and, went live, I put myself in, a bad position. And also it's, my daughter. There's times where she even tell me if she's, had a bad day. And I feel like, if she can tell me that, then, I can be able to go and talk to somebody as well.
Ja, when did you realize I need to get some counseling? Tell me that morning, your thought process, and when you entered.
That's good. This first time he brought up his daughter, because my mindset is the whole time everybody been talking about his deadness. He a kid. Ja have a daughter. Ja's a grown ass man with a kid. You have to worry about your daughter to protect and make sure you secure the bag for her. Bump everybody else. That's what I was thinking about.
It was that morning, when I woke up and, seen my, name on all over the media for, bad reasons, the wrong reasons, which I didn't, wanted to see. And, I made a call and said, I need to get away and, I need to, find myself again. And, that's when I entered the counseling program and, I've been there for a couple weeks now.
When you get drafted, you go from being a member of the crew, a member of the family, to, in a lot of ways, these are your staff and employees, because you're trying to put everybody on and you're trying to put everybody in position to be successful because they help you become who you are. So I know it's tough to figure out professionally who can roll with me and who I need to leave behind in order to chase my goals. So for you, what has it been like for you over these last couple of weeks, and how has it been for you to make tough decisions about who you're rolling with as it relates to your inner circle?
This definitely has been tough because, I'm big on loyalty, but, I had, like I said, have to, be there for myself. I have to, put myself in good position. So, I have to, find out, who's really for me and who's going to help me, be in good positions at all times. Mm-hmm. And, that's the decisions I had to make, decisions, I felt good about and very comfortable about that, I'm going to be in a positive, light now with everything, that I've made, everything that I've learned in my 2 weeks.
It's so good that they chose what happened here. That they chose Jalen Rose to interview him because Jalen Rose authentic. He's from Detroit. What up, though? My Detroit brother. You respect him. He's from the hood. He's very intelligent, very smart, but he's gonna keep it real. He can talk to you in your language. Like he said, I am Ja Morant. So it was good for him to do that. And it sucks because everybody don't have a LeBron James friend circle. Well, LeBron James from kids all the way to now, he put them all in position. It just don't work like that. So it sucks because if Ja don't have that right hand man person to handle all of that, most athletes are just good at being athletes. They ain't good at finances. They ain't good at dressing. They ain't good at anything else but being athletes. So you need a good team.
About going live, but it's also in the news that Adam Silver, that you met with him today, and he suspended you for 8 games for conduct detrimental to the league. What was that meeting like?
It was good. Pretty much, an open discussion. Obviously, he said, things, I need to, be better at, but, more of just, showing his support towards me. And I accepted that, and, I also, sent my apologies, to everybody, the league, myself, my teammates, my family for, putting that negativity towards, all of us with a, bad decision.
What were you thinking and feeling at that moment when you decided to go live? Did you realize that you was going live? Did you think that you were just recording? What was your state of mind at that point?
I'm pretty much just trying to be free. I use that as an escape, which I shouldn't have. And I feel like
It's just this generation. I sound like an old head. This generation of kids, you in a strip club and you felt you needed to go live. You already rich. You already Ja Morant. Going live to just make you a target. And it's like, let me show a gun to show that you can try me if you want.
that's the reason, I made many, bad decisions, in my past, which doesn't, pretty much describes me, doesn't describe Ja as a person. I'm a totally different person, than what's been shown, in the media. And, that's my job now. That's why I took that time away to, become a better Ja, so everybody really can, see who Ja really is and, what he's about.
Absolutely. You were holding a gun. And we both know how dangerous that can be. Whose gun were you holding?
The gun wasn't mine. It's not who I am. I don't condone.
No snitching, baby. No snitching. Just know that gun wasn't mine. The gun wasn't mine. That's all y'all need to know. It wasn't mine.
Any type of violence, but I take, full responsibility, for my actions. Made a, bad mistake, and I can see the image, that I painted, over myself, with my recent mistakes. But, in the future, I'm gonna show everybody who Ja really is, what I'm about, and change this narrative that everybody got painted over me.
And you know how this works. So now when the IG live video happens and the public sees you with the gun, now they go back and dig up everything that they feel like has been attached to your name over the last couple of years. And it was important for me to give you the opportunity to address it because at 23 years of age, you don't want to be talking about missteps your whole life. And so there was the incident allegedly after the Pacers game. And somebody was allegedly pointing a red dot at some of their personnel. Can you shed light on what happened after that game?
Majority of the things, that's happened in the past, obviously, I kind of put myself into by even being there. But all the incidents you've seen recently, most of them is a lie. And, I can't speak too much, on those situations because all of them are sealed. And I really can't wait to be able to, finally tell the truth. But, what I can say is, like I said before, none of those are my character. And I'm a big family guy. I always care for my family. So it was just me, checking on my family's safety. Once my family, was safe, I left the scene.
Absolutely. And another incident, and by the way, I love your family dynamic. I love seeing you and your father hug and embrace. Your mom is awesome. I love seeing you with your daughter. Like, you're one of the shining stars that bring us into his living room. And another incident that allegedly happened at the mall with your mom was a circumstance that people now wanted to start back.
I didn't even know anything about no mom. Like, it's a bunch of stuff I didn't even know about to this. So he's right.
Trying to dig into the story of what took place. What can you say about what happened with that situation?
Pretty much the same thing. I got a call. I went to, make sure my mom was safe. That's my lifeline. That's who birthed me. So I went to make sure she was safe. Once I realized that, I left the scene again. It's another thing, I just can't wait to be able to, finally tell the truth on.
And I'm a mama's boy. I lost my mom a couple of years ago, so I understand that when you get that call, you want to be there front and center. And then there's a situation that potentially happened with your sister surrounding a volleyball game. Can you shed some light into what took place in that
Jesus, it's a thing Come on, Ja. Come on.
scenario?
Similar situation, that's my baby sister. I received a call and, was checking on her safety. Another situation where, once I found out she was safe,
It's on his family members to not put him in that predicament. Why'd you calling the richest person in the family on some gangster stuff? If you need some gangster stuff, call my security guard. Let them do it. Jesus. Call my best friend or somebody else.
scene. Obviously, I realized Josh showed up, and that's all everybody really needed to paint whatever picture they want. And I realize now that's a problem, and I put myself in those situations.
And the crazy thing about being a superstar like yourself in this era, like everybody has a phone, which means everybody has a camera, which means everybody has an opinion. And so now these circumstances that allegedly took place with the 17-year-old when you guys were playing basketball or whatever, and I know that case is sealed, so we're not gonna say any names or whatever, but I just want to give you a chance to address everything that's been out there.
It's not much I can say, because it's sealed, but pretty much everything you see on the social media that's going on with that is a lie. And another thing I can't wait to finally say my side and actually tell the truth of what's going on, so it'll finally stop.
Do you take pride in being a role model?
I do, and I realize I have a lot of kids who look up to me, even probably some adults, a lot of fans, and I realize my past mistakes isn't being a good role model. So me now is changing that, finding ways to impact in an even better way, put a bright light on the younger future coming up to show them what not to do and what to do. So just got to be better in that area, be more responsible, be smarter, and make better decisions.
What has it been like for you to be away from the game that you love? Like, we miss watching you play, Ja, and I know you miss being out there. Like, what has it been like for you learning about yourself, growing, as you've talked about growing? What has it been like being away from your teammates and being away from the game that you love?
It's been tough. It's been tough. But, the support of, my teammates, my coaches, the whole Grizzly organization, all them, being behind me and, reaching out to me, checking on me, kind of helped me. Obviously, I wish I was out there on the floor with them, each and every night we, go to battle. But I had to, be there for myself. So me taking this time away to, learn how to be there for myself and, learn how to be a, better job with, managing my stress would not only make me a better job, but make us, better as a team and, as an organization with, how I'm coming in now.
And one of the things that people underestimate is that, yeah, you're successful. Yes, you're a great family man. Yes, you're great at basketball. But we get stressed out too. So can you talk to people who are dealing with stress, who are dealing with anxiety, dealing with pain?
On this part, I just don't want to hear it because everybody have stress. Like, rich people have stress, broke people, homeless people, everybody have stress. But I prefer rich people stress because at least I ain't worried about think of right now. 99% of your problems right now that's watching this can be solved with money. The school your kids go to, the car you drive, the house you live in, the vacations you want to take, everything. Want to go to the dentist, want to get your feet done. Money. So I don't feel bad for when people get, we all go through stress, but I don't know.
What has it been like for you to discover how to manage it and give them some advice on how they can manage it in their own lives?
I feel like just starting off by saying talk to somebody. You don't have to be afraid. It doesn't make you soft. It doesn't make you weak to express your feelings to somebody. And I feel like that's what I had to learn. I always was the type to keep everything in and bottle it up. Not comfortable talking to somebody about what's going on in my life. And I feel like as a pro, some people don't realize that it's a lot on our plate. For me being I'm 23. I'm starting at a young age. Came in young, turned into a provider. I turned into a father, pretty much the breadwinner.
That's crazy at 23 having that much responsibility. That's a young age. Oh, Lord.
My family. So it's, it's a lot on my plate outside of, day-to-day life. And, I had to learn that. And I learned that, my time away that, it's okay to, express your feelings and, talk to somebody. And I encourage, everybody who's going through, what I'm going through, who's dealing with stress, anxiety, to, go talk to somebody.
What has it been like for you to see people criticize your inner circle and talk about who you should be hanging with, why you should be hanging with them, and or what have you learned about how you should move with your team going forward?
Honestly, I feel like we put ourselves in, that situation with, our past mistakes. And now.
That is what I call accountability. Whoever coached him before this, accountability. He didn't take blame anywhere else. Accountability. I love that, Ja.
It's only right that, we focus in and lock in on, being smarter and more responsible, holding each other accountable, for everything. I feel like in the past we didn't know what was at stake. And now, finally me having that time to, realize everything, have that time alone. I realize that now. I realize, what I have to lose and, for us as a group, what we have to lose. And it's pretty much just that, being more responsible, more smarter, and staying away from, all the bad decisions. When you see somebody about to make a bad decision, stop them.
And as hip-hop turns 50, you embody it. The things you say, your swag, your flavor, your fashion. And what ends up happening is people judge everything that we do, including our handshakes. So now people going back to look at footage of you on the floor, and they're like, wait a minute, is Ja affiliated? Is he throwing up gang signs? Can you address some of those naysayers who are trying to portray you in that light?
I feel like, once again, my decisions, pretty much led to that. And now with the, past decisions I made and, what's going on.
More accountability. I wouldn't have been like, they're just dumb. I would have like, they're dumb on, I would have messed up on this part.
Now, they try to find, pretty much anything on me. And, I put myself in those situations. No, I'm not affiliated with any gang. Like I said before, I don't condone it, any type of violence. And it's just pretty much on me to, from now on, to, be a better Ja and, stop that narrative.
What is this last year or so, because there were rumblings that the organization was kind of trying to talk to you and steer you in the right direction, and your head coach, and obviously your parents. What has this been like for your parents here recently, seeing you trending for the wrong reasons?
It's been tough, and I feel like although it's been tough on them, it's been, even tougher on me because I know they raised me the right way. I know they, did everything, I asked of them and raised me and, my little sister pretty much the right way. And, for me to be in the news for the wrong reasons, I know it hurt them the core and it hurt me even more because I feel like, I let them down.
What was it like not knowing what your punishment from the league is going to be? And what can we expect when you get back out on the floor?
I feel like that was the tough part, man. Obviously, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, which route they was going to go. My main focus at the end of the day was still, focusing on me, being there for me. So I felt like, my health was the most important thing. Obviously, I know I put myself in that situation, and, I still, take responsibility for that. And I also put, my team, in a tough position, with me not being able to, be out there on the floor for, decisions I made. I regret all that. I can't wait to be back out there on the floor now, knowing, what my punishment is. And, I accept that. And, I feel like I deserve, that punishment for, my mistakes and, what I did. But when I get back out there, I'm going to be ready to go and ready, push for a ring.
And I know this is going to be tough to receive right now because you're in the storm, right? Because everybody we encounter either got out of a storm or in a storm or about to go through a storm. But I'll tell you this, in a couple of weeks, now that you addressed this and you stood up the way you have in front of this camera, people are going to judge you by how you move forward now. And you get a chance to atone for
100% truth. 3 weeks, nobody be talking about that. They'd be talking about, is he going to win a championship this year? Greatest comeback story. They're going to change the narrative.
The decisions that you made, the poor decisions that you made, that we all have made. And this ain't going to be your legacy. I guarantee you it won't be your legacy. So what can we anticipate from you and the Grizzlies as it relates to this Western Conference? You said previously that ain't nobody in the West that you worried about. Now I know you really ready to get back out there and do work. What can we expect from your squad the rest of the season?
A more locked in team. I can say number one. Obviously, starting with me, being more locked in, paying attention to detail. You're going to see a team that's going to come out and play hard, for a full 48 minutes. And I feel like that's been our identity, this whole time. And just can't wait to be back to, be out there with them and go to battle with them.
Good stuff. So I don't need to hear no more. My advice, Ja, everybody got advice and everything, what to do, your daddy and all that stuff. My 100% honest advice, this is keeping it 100 for you to change, for things to change for you. Give up alcohol for the next year. Stop drinking. I know it's hard because your life is a turn up. You're a celebrity. You're around it. I see how much you drink. Give up alcohol for a year. It's going to be tough the first month. I did it in 2020. The worst year possible during the pandemic. You're stuck in the house. I had a kid, my first kid that year. Terrible year to do it. You learn everything about yourself. Everything will change for you. Once you know how to control yourself, not let alcohol control you, have a clear mind, give up alcohol, you'll be okay. Outside of that, wish you the best, my brother. Hope you bounce back off of it. Hope we don't be doing a video where people talking about you and you didn't learn and all that stuff. So, what's your thoughts in the comments? Want to give my input? Let's go.